Hi guys. Welcome to the Top 5X channel. In today's video, we're going to explore a fascinating subject together. And full of mystery. That's the top 10 unsolved mysteries in the world. Earth, our green planet. It's not just the common house, it's also a treasure. It's full of undiscovered mysteries. From the great ancient buildings to unexplained supernatural phenomena, humanity is constantly searching for answers for these mysterious things. These mysteries don't just stimulate curiosity of people about the world, but also arouse the desire to discover the mysterious in each of us. Let's start right away. Tenth place, Stardust plane. In 1947, an airplane called Stardust went missing. Mysteries in the Andes. It's supposed to carry diplomatic documents sent to your embassy in Santiago. It may contain important intelligence. There are also rumors that a large amount of diamonds was smuggled in the luggage of the passenger compartment. This plane is departing from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and the destination is Santiago, Chile. Just a few minutes before landing, the pilot sent over the radio a mysterious sequence of Mo codes, with content is STNDC. After this strange message was repeated 3 times, the status has mysteriously disappeared, 11 passengers and crew on board, as well as the mysterious cargo on it. So what really happened to this plane? What does this strange letter mean? These questions have led to countless theories, from the lack of oxygen to the appearance of the object. Unidentified flight. Every kind of speculation comes up, but there's no solution. But 51 years later, in 1998, 2 Argentinian climbers climbing Mount Tupungato in the Andes has discovered a wrong elephant engine. It belongs to the dropped status. It's found 80 kilometers east of Santiago. It's far from where it should be. In addition to the damaged engine, they also found pieces of deformed metal, aircraft parts and pieces of clothing. 2,000 Argentine troops surveyed the crash site and find more pieces, including the plane's propellers and wheels, along with which some remains were also found. 2002 Body of the Year. Of the 8 British victims, it's been identified through DNA testing. By analyzing the debris, it can be confirmed that status has been affected by blizzards and thick clouds. The pilot mistakenly thought he'd crossed the mountain range and start the descent to prepare for landing. As a result, the plane crashed into the glacier, vertical in Mountain Tupungato. The subsequent avalanche completely buried the plane, and the debris is completely hidden in the glacier. Due to global warming, only 10% of the plane's debris has been found. However, experts believe that the remaining fragments, it may appear later in the near future. Although the fragments have been found, but the mystery of the message STENDEC, so far it hasn't been answered. 9th place, Human Bone Tiger. In a remote corner of the Himalayas, there's a mysterious place called the Tiger that needs help, but people often call it the Human Bone Tiger. This name sounds like enough to give people goosebumps. If you have a chance to visit this place, that's really the back cold. Every year in the summer when the ice melts, the lake reveals hundreds of human skeletons. It's a terrifying sight that's beyond imagination. From AI-generated images, this strange human bone lake was discovered for the first time. In 1942, India was still under the rule of the British. A British soldier was ordered to patrol the Himalayas. As we walked through this wilderness, he accidentally discovered a lake in ice filled with white skeletons. At first he thought it was just animal bones. But until he saw the human skeletons lying there, scattered, he was immediately so scared that his soul flew. The discovery of many human skeletons in a trench, that kind of hiding is definitely not normal. So he immediately reported to his superiors. At the same time, news about the profile of the person who appeared on the Himalaya also fast LAN-wide, and attract the attention of the British colonial government. In 1956, a team of experts went to this bone lake to investigate. According to preliminary statistics, at that time, at least 300 human skeletons have been discovered here. Some clam boxes have the same signs as the object, heavy hit, and what's more strange is that some of the bones still have muscle and skin, which means that these people may have died not long ago. So what have these people been through? Some experts speculate these skeletons may be the remains of the Japanese military. In World War II, they tried to cross the Himalayas to invade India. But we got an avalanche as we passed through this area, finally caught up in the lake. However, this assumption was quickly dismissed, because the bone tests showed these people died at least 500 years ago, long before World War II. As the investigation continues, the researchers found that the number of bones scattered around the lake, there are more than 300 bones. Under the mud and around the lake, there's at least 800 skeletons scattered around. And most of these skeletons are from women and children. They are from different times. Some are even dated before 800 AD. And these skeletons still have tissue left over. It's just the result of preservation, naturally at low temperatures. So how did these people get here? And how they died is still a mystery. Today Bone Lake, who has become a favorite destination of many lovers, discover. However, the Indian government doesn't have any protection for this location. So the scene was destroyed by a lot of tourists, which certainly makes it more difficult for the research. What's next for these ancient skeletons to hide? Are they telling a horrible story? Forgotten, perhaps only time can reveal the truth. 8th place secret base. When the international situation becomes unstable, nuclear war, it's become a hot topic for everyone. According to the Stockholm Peace Research Institute, as of 2019, the number of nuclear warheads that humans possess, it's still more than 13,000. This number, though only a small fraction, compared to the Cold War, but it's enough to destroy the Earth hundreds of times and more than 9 times. 10% of these nuclear warheads are in US and Russian hands. If the two sides move from a diplomatic dispute to the hot war, it will be a disaster for all mankind. So some netizens have asked the question, if large-scale nuclear war is inevitable, where is the safest place in the world? Based on current public information, North American Air Defense Command in the mountains. Colorado, USA is probably the most logical answer. This mountain is about 400 m high. It's mostly made of hard granite. Have good defensive ability. However, the construction process was extremely difficult, and after 5 years of relentless work, moving hundreds of thousands of tons of US rock, it's turned into a full-fledged military base. After completion, North American Air Defense Command, it's built 300 m deep in the mountains, with a total area of up to 20,000 square meters. Inside the cave, 15 high-rise buildings were erected. All use steel structure and reinforced with strong steel plates. 2 to BA tiers steel columns designed synchronously to help the entire building withstand strong seismic waves caused by nuclear attacks. The foundations of the buildings are supported by 1,319 giant exo oven. Each function weighs 4.5 t. To get inside the base, need to go through multiple layers of safety doors in a row. Each door weighs up to 25 t. Designed to withstand nuclear shock waves, radiation and electronic pulse. These are absolute security measures. Help the North American Air Defense Command. It is capable of withstanding direct attacks, from ballistic missiles, through 6 land-based bombs and other advanced weapons. It can be said without exaggeration that As long as the sky doesn't fall, the earth doesn't crack, this command center will always be safe. Out to make sure the staff, the commander can survive the day of judgment. The base is fully equipped with supplies, enough to sustain thousands of people in a few months. In short, the North American Air Defense Command was dubbed, "It's the safest place in the world." Completely grounded. 7th place, White Mountain Carving. In the remote wilderness of Wyoming, you'll find rock paintings on the White Mountains. Beautiful and old. Plains and Great Basin Indians of the United States were the first inhabitants of Wyoming. Hundreds of years ago, they've carved their art and their experiences into stone. Today it has become a door, so that we can understand their lives. Other paintings on this SA stone. Some depictions of hunting bison and moose. Some others can be used to express some spiritual beliefs, such as some geometry or handprints. You can even see it from the carved paintings. This rock their contact with European culture. Because many of the drawings depict horses, there's a picture of a samurai swinging a sword. If you want to explore stories from centuries ago, you will need to prepare thoroughly, because it's not a regular tourist destination. There is no ticket office guide. There may not even be a phone signal. So you'd better drive 4 wheels. Bring enough water and food. And don't forget the spare tire, because the road is pretty hard to get there. Upon arrival, it's best not to touch the stone paintings. In addition to protecting ancient monuments, this place for members of the Soso tribe, Arapaho and UT, is a very sacred place. Many people believe that this is their cultural cradle. So if you get a chance to go there, remember to show respect. 6th place, the Temple of the Fallen God. The king of the fallen gods has always been considered the supreme god. And his temple, not just the center of the ancient Greek religious system. It's also an important place that people come to ask for favors and blessings from the gods. The Temple of the Fallen God has a large rectangular scale, built of giant blocks of stone. Its size is 110/35 x 43/68 m. It was one of the largest temples in the world at the time. Now inside the temple there was a majestic fallen idol, revered as a symbol of power and supremacy. Since 2006, archaeologists have been carrying out excavations. Archaeology at this site. But what's been unearthed is shocking. They've discovered a giant mass. It's deep underground. It's made of ash and rock. Inside this block is filled with remains and animals, dating back to about 3000 BC. Throughout holiday sacrifice, people will choose an animal, the most perfect of its kind. This animal is decorated with flower rings and other accessories. He was then led to the temple and sacrificed on the spot. The internal organs, bone, and the inedible parts of the animal will be burned. As part of the ritual, the meat is divided among the participants. The animal skins were usually kept by the temple and sold to tanners to use. The animals that are chosen for sacrifice are usually in order. Priority includes bulls or cows, followed by sheep, pig, goats, and other species. But the scary thing is that in 2016, among piles of bones and animal debris, people have discovered something very shocking. It's the skeleton of a teenage boy, dating back to the 11th century BC. The discovery of this skeleton has led to speculation. Has there ever been a human sacrifice? Or is it just a form of worship? It's a special ritual. No matter what, the temple fell, it seems to reveal another corner of ancient Greek religion. This discovery doesn't just make people feel insecure, but it also arouses deep curiosity about undiscovered mysteries. 5th place, Stone in BALE. The high ground is always a big challenge for the human race. Even in modern times with advanced technology, Climbing expeditions are still common accidents. But according to the findings of the German archaeological ancient people in Ethiopia, 47,000 years ago settled on the 350m high mountain. They drank ice water and caught mice and lived there for 16,000 years. Belmerton National Park. This remote region is in eastern southern Ethiopia, Eritrea, with an average altitude of about 3,000 m. Some areas up to 4,200 m high. Nighttime temperatures mostly drop below freezing. However, researchers have discovered that the homes of rudimentary stone from prehistoric times, and also unearthed stone stoves from the Middle Ages, along with bones and other artifacts. It's up to 7,000 years old. This discovery challenges our previous perceptions. We used to think that people only live and grow in the lowlands, lower near the river or sea, and only migrate up the mountain when there's no other option. However, now, it seems that the ancient inhabitants of this mountain didn't really. To avoid a harsh environment, they can simply choose this place, because I think this is an ideal place to live. Because during an ice age, the ice covered the area, and when the ice melts can provide a source of fresh water for them, and the giant rat, which weighs 2 kilos, is characteristic of Bill's stride. It can be a stable source of food for them. A lot of archaeological work is still underway, and people hope to discover more settlements of ancestors in the future. This will help research how the ancients adapted to the environment, high mountains as well as adaptation to hypoxic conditions. 4th place, ancient city of THURIA. The name THURIA may not be so prominent in history, but the discovery of it allowed we have a deeper understanding of the ancient Greek civilization. This city used to be a gathering place for warriors, actor and musician. It's a cultural and military center. It's in the center of Messenia on the Peloponnese Peninsula. The famous historian Polybius was also born here. In 2007, archaeologists stumbled upon, and I found a piece of tile with an inscription on it to determine the location of THURIA. Turn stories from legend into reality. According to this fragment, archaeologists have ruled out every layer of history, and suddenly discovered a large city. 40 Hz. We look out over the Pamir River Valley. This city is surrounded by walls. There are gates on the east and west. There's a giant circular theater in the city. It can hold up to 5,000 spectators. The theater faces west, overlooking the vast plains of Messenia. Look to the southwest. You can also see the beautiful Messenia Bay. And not far from the city, there's a stadium, about 180 m long, width 30 m. It's a testament to the athletic prowess of ancient Greece. Obviously, the ancient Greeks valued cultural activities more, we imagine. Unfortunately, THURIA was abandoned in Roman times. By the time the ruins of the city is covered in soil and vegetation, even though time has forgotten. But when we rediscover it and learn about it, it seems to be alive again. 3rd place, Gitik Gunung Padang. Where is the oldest pyramid in the world? Some people think it's Egypt. Some people think it's Peru. But neither of them is true. The oldest pyramid is actually located in Indonesia. Today, 1914 Dutch archaeologist. During archaeological excavations on Mount BALE in Indonesia, who stumbled upon an architectural structure, the Great Pyramid, with giant rocks scattered all over the place. When you return to your place, he immediately wrote to the Korean government LAN to describe his findings, and offered to send an expedition, professional, to investigate more. However, his request was ignored by the government. Over time, it also disappeared from public view. Until 1979, a group of local residents has discovered this mysterious relic, the real value of PA. It is being recognized by the world. Later studies showed that the countless stones in the monument were not man-made. It's a naturally occurring volcanic rock. This means that the AI transported them to the top of the mountain. The whole monument has an area up to 30,000 square meters, and they are connected by 370 steps. It looks like the ruins of an ancient city. And the most shocking thing is, through the carbon dating method, the researchers found that the deepest structure dated from 20,000 years to 26,000 BC. This discovery was immediately shocking and drying up a lot of controversy, because it shows that this monument, it could be one of those ancient man-made structures, the oldest on Earth. Its history could be much older, compared to the origins of human civilization, as we know today. As the excavation continues to deepen, the researchers have discovered a large number of relics at the site, including jewelry, ceramic tools and items. Not only that, in September 2014, they found an ancient coin they'd never seen before, dating back to 5000 BC. Need to know that modern science says the world's earliest coin appeared around 600 BC. This shows the mountain Padang. It could be an ancient trading center, and its history is much older compared to what people have thought before. But as soon as the truth is out, something very strange happened in 2014. 7th President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, after taking office, has ordered a halt to research work at this site. Why does Widodo do that? Do you know some secrets that we don't? Or he's under some kind of pressure or threat? No one can answer these questions. Maybe only Widodo knows. Due to economic and social politics, relic research work, Gunung Padang still has no significant progress. Currently this monument is still closed. The official literature on it is rather sparse and unclear. So all the mystery inside is still a mystery. Second place, Sixkin Village. In Norway, a country full of legends about the Six, research group Du Lapalo, the leader discovered a small village on the mountain. This research group is part of the secret UP-T. They've found a lot before, from the Six era along the mountain road, such as a snowmobile, clothing and household items. Then they followed a trail into a valley and keep going west. There they discovered a lot of footprints. After clearing out the dense undergrowth, the sight in front of them startled them. Hiding here for years. There are 21 buildings in a village. It existed from the 8th to the 10th centuries. The buildings that were discovered included barn houses, workshops and warehouses. One of them even has a fireplace for cooking and heating. The team also found that the people in this village have a clear division of labor. Some may be farmers, hunters, or metalworkers. They speculate that people who live here can only live here at certain times of the year. This village could be a place to exchange goods, place of rest, or the route, the base of the Sixth Sutra in the trip of plunder, the surrounding area. First place, Hangasat. Hidden deep in the stunning canyons of the Snake Mountains in Nevada, the United States, is scary Hangasat. To explore this cave, you need to be skilled, courage and thorough preparation. Because inside the cave, it's dark and narrow, and there's also a very scary local legend. According to this legend, it used to be the home of a secret group. Anyone who tries to break in will be caught alive. Before being sacrificed, 2 girls who had disappeared years earlier suddenly appeared. They claim to have been lured inside and lived there for years. According to their description, Hangasat is like a gateway to a parallel world, or another time port, where there's lush pasture and plenty of food. Animals that thrive like a different world. However, not all stories are so beautiful. Most of the people who approach this cave, they don't seem to come back. Some are rescue teams. Some want to go in search of missing relatives as basically. Once inside, they'll disappear without a trace. There seems to be some kind of supernatural force, a guarding in the. Don't let outsiders near. Geographically speaking, this cave is surrounded by desert, and it's an isolated place. To this day, local tribes still stay away from the GOSHUTE cave. Because no one wants to be involved in miracles, strange and unusual there. Okay, here's all the content of today's video. Of the 10 discoveries we're recommending today, which one impressed you the most? Please let us know in the comment section. If you like this video, remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for following us. See you in the next video.